Hello everybody, Speedrun here once again, and in this video I'm going to create a logo for Ragnarok Online. This is a guide where you can learn how to create your own logo, and you can save money and save stress by learning and doing it yourself.
Hey, Speedrun,
Hi Daniel.
would you excuse me for a
Okay, go
moment?
ahead.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Daniel Druzik here. And as my new habit, I would like to show how many subscribers I have before each new video on YouTube. At the moment I'm recording this video, I have 1,385 subscribers. You can see over here as well. Thank you for each and every one of you again. Now, Speedrun, you can continue.
Take care, Daniel. Now I'm gonna continue here with the tutorial. We can use both Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator. I will start with Adobe Illustrator, and here on the new document window, I'm going to pick pixels, as I like to work with pixels, as well the dimension 1000 by 1000. You probably already know that computer screen follows this dimension right here of 1920 1080, and if you want to find the full HD, you can simply press the asterisk 2 or the meaning of multiply by 2, and then when I click in the lower window you can see it multiplies by me for me. So it means that the full HD is 3840 by 2160 pixels, and I will create a document here 1000 by 1000. Now you can create even smaller because this is a vector program, so it doesn't really matter. You can scale up and down without losing any resolution. Okay, as well on Photoshop, I'm going to create another document, but this time 2000 by 2000 pixels. And you can see that the other details here, and create. Now I'm going to my desktop and create a new folder. And here we're going to name whatever, just to put all the files in this folder. I'm going to create RO logo design folder. Right. Now we can save everything here. Yeah, my wallpaper is taking time to load here. All right, now I'm going to Adobe Illustrator. First, we need to create a ID of the logo. So thing of a name, I'm gonna call it Lollipop row. So Lollipop Ragnarok Online. Lolly. And then I will scale this. Okay. You probably already know how to use the basics of Illustrator, I believe. So I'm going to center it, align up here, align, okay. So here is the text tool, right? You can see if I hover over it, you can see type T. This means if I press T, is the shortcut for this. And every single tool here has its shortcut. You can see brush is B, and the shape tool is M. Okay, so you get familiar with it, is gonna help you in the long run. Now I'll call this pop. Okay, and then next one, let's create row and let's create Ragnarok Online. Okay. Okay, now that we have all the text laid out here, we can easily play around and find what is good. I can go here in this tool, which is artboard. Click on it. Now I have the artboard highlighted here. I can click out and actually copy the whole thing to the side. Okay. And all of this I'm going to make capital text. Let's go ahead and find where is the capital text. Okay, I might just manually, let me see over here. Okay, so there's definitely a place where I can make this lower caps and high caps. Anyway, let's manually type it. So Lollipop Ragnarok online. I do that because it's easier to see if you like full caps or lower caps when we start designing the logo. There's a website called 1001 Fonts. And here you can actually get a lot of cool fonts for free. Besides, you can also come here and say Lollipop Logo, and it's gonna write for you, so you can actually start designing from here. You don't necessarily have to, try it on the Illustrator itself. I can see already I like this one over here. I think it matches the idea. This is quite fancy. It looks good with a different name. This is so cool as well. Now I'm going to just take my time to search something that I like. And I'll be back when I find one. All right, as soon as I click to go next page, I find exactly what I want for my logo. And over here, I'm going to download, and remember these names right here. You pick and create as well, but try to create it on your own way. I'll have this document later on. You can use it if you want to add it, it's fine. But you need the font, so you need to download in this website. So now I'm going to click download and download. I like these two fonts right here. I could also search more for handwritings, but for the idea of this logo, I'll just work with this two right here. If you go here on more, you probably can find here handwriting here, over here. As well, other type of logos that I like to, fonts that I like to work with it is serif and sans serif. These two are really good to work with. Now I have downloaded. I go ahead and just click open here to install. So the first font calls Elegant Lady, and we go ahead and install it. Done. That's simple. The other font calls Home Light Resource Demo, and there are two. They are the same font but different formats, so I'll just install one of them, and that's it. Now we have both fonts, we can play with it. I will return to Illustrator. Now we have the wording here. I want to change the wording for, so the first one is the Elegant Lady font, Lollipop So now I need to start playing around to see how I like this font right here. Okay, I'm going to bring a duplicate here. And what happens if I take this part of the font and then duplicate and break into 2 lines, just like this. And try to connect them together. It looks quite cool, isn't it? Now we have a mix of capital letters and low caps. So Lollipop, I already like it like this. I could Ctrl G to group, and now I can scale them and easier to manage, okay, proportionally as well. I can align over here. Nice. Now the idea is to use the RO with this font right here. And that's the home light. Let's go ahead and write RO. I will scale it. And Ctrl A will select the whole text. And right here, I'm going to home light. That's really cool. We could even try to write Ragnarok online. This is such a beautiful font, look at that. But I'm going to use the short, so RO. And right here, I'm going to change this to a vector. And I want to do something that reminds of Lollipop, right? What I'm thinking of is to go to Google right here and search for pouring, because pouring does look like a candy, right? So let's pouring and see what it finds. We find that Pouring is a small tourist resort in Sebat, Malaysia, located 40 kilometers here in this location. And this is Pouring on Wikipedia. So I guess we need to put Pouring Ragnarok so we can find references of the Pouring. And it's always good to work with references. So I want to get something that looks like a lollipop, and I found it already. This right here is exactly what I'm going to use as reference. So what I do, I drag to this corner right here, everything goes down, add this inside our folder. As you can see, we have right here the reference. What is missing in this folder? To save the document, let's go ahead and save this document right here. So Control S, and then I choose desktop and RO logo design right here. I'm going to put Lollipop logo. Okay. So now I have right here, save it in Illustrator file. That's cool. In case our Illustrator just happened to crash, we are safe because we have saved the file. So remember to save your files. Now I'm going to get another reference, which is a lollipop. Lollipop. And right here, I need to have idea. Lollipop. Art. This is really cool. Okay, I'll get this as a reference. This right here. Okay, let's drag this reference right here. And now I'm going to bring both references here to Illustrator. Nice. So there are something called layers, and I can create a new layer file and drag these two. I select these two and drag here. So they are on the lower layer, these two right here. Okay. Now I'm going to create a shape of this using the vector, which could be P for pen. Now I'm going to use this reference to trace our design. Okay. First, I want to choose here at the top the stroke to be any color actually. So I'm going to use red for now. And then press 3 for the stroke size. And I'm going to get the shape of this right here. First, I want to align here this image first of all. So now I need to lock this layer here so I can move this. And I want to turn a bit, spin a bit the image. Okay. Now I'm going to get this pouring and put over here as well. We could actually mirror this pouring. Let's see how that looks. So if I right click, transform, and reflect, we can see how that looks. And this matches better. Okay. Let's go ahead and trace the pouring first. Okay. So I create a new layer for the vector and lock the lower layer as well. Now I can use the red color from my pen tool. Let's select the red again. And right here, I'm going to trace this pouring. So I click, the second click, I keep holding it and release when I think it's good. So if I click Ctrl, I can manipulate this handle. If I click out, I can break the handle and then continue from there. So now you know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to trace around this pouring. Cool. Now let's trace this as well. Nice. One more to go. Great. This is the first tracing layer. Now you can see there are some shadows. We can play around with that. So I'm going to select pen tool again and choose another color so get easier for us to play with. So this time I'm going to choose green. I'm going to select here. Like this. You see that? Now I'm going to select here too. Got it. Now I can select and create the mouth shape. I press enter to end the shape. Here, the left eye, enter, and the right eyes. Let's go ahead and do this part of the mouth as well. And the shadow over here. Also the shadow on this part of the eyes. All right. Now we can start creating the vector art of this pouring. First, I'm going to off the lower layer. And everything is green over here. We are going to give a green. Let's just give a green background to every layer here, and remove the strokes actually for now. Actually, I'll make just the pouring slightly pink. So I want to see what color is this. I can click on the object, press I, and then color pick on the reference. Okay, let's just do that. Let's get the coloring right now. Now I want a light pink. Just like that. Here we should continue to have the stroke actually. So this side is fill and this side is stroke. Just like that. So the upper part here also should be a stroke. Okay. So let's start to cut these objects right here. I select this, shift select this. Now I'm going to press wait. Now I'm going to press, let me see over here. Shift M to select this tool right here. And when I click, it's gonna combine, but if I hold Alt, it's gonna delete it. Can you see that? So now I need to select what I want to subtract. So I select the first object or shape. I select the first shape and then Shift select the second shape. Now I click Shift M and then I hold Alt and delete it. Okay. Also, there is a new feature here on Illustrator which you can click on the objects. Always with the V tool or this selection tool, okay? So you click on the object and you hold Ctrl, you can actually curve. So I can select simply this curve and then smooth it out that corner right there. See? Which is pretty cool. So right here, I can click here and smooth it out only this corner. Same thing here. Smooth it out this corner. And that looks really cool, right? Okay, now we need to create something called expand the lines here. We need to click on expand and then fill and stroke. Like this, I can select this two right here, Shift M and delete it. Okay. So this shape should be above like this. And this is the shadow of the mouth. Okay, so we need to subtract and here color pick this. See that? You see how cool this is looking now. So select these two, I'll color pick here. We can smooth it out this part. Cool. Now this is looking so cool and we can scale actually to the size we want without losing any quality. See that? All right, so we have a cool pouring right here. Now I can also, let's make a shadow over here to finish this pouring. Just like this. Cool. So for some reason the shape went below. So I need to bring the shape up here. Just like that. I'll select the whole thing and group. Now I can remove the O from Lollipop right here. So we need to unlock the layer again and select this object expand. So now it's editable. I delete this O right here. I give some more spacing on the P. can scale down a bit so it fits better. Like that. I think the text could be the color of the pouring mouth. You can see how cool that looks. That's so nice. And then the lolly maybe could be the color of the pouring. Lollipop. No, I think all this color looks nice. So you need to play around to see how you like it. And we have, oh, we could actually get the reference from here, from this. That looks pretty cool as well. So just the L, I could make darker. See that? We can ungroup all this by right-click and group, so it'll be easier to edit. So let's ungroup once again. So I like this. We could make row also like this, as you can see. And now we just need to make the lollipop stick, which could be simply getting this line segment right here, holding shift to make a straight line. This give a stroke, so the stroke could be purple. And then we can give maybe 10 stroke size, a bit more, 18. Then right here I can go to object, expand. So I hold Control and kind of make the curve right there. Just like that. Now I can turn like this. And place this. Let's see if I can combine this. Let's send the stick behind the pouring, like that. Now we don't need the reference anymore. And this is so cool. Lollipop row. Maybe this could be also this color, and then row could be this color. You see that? It goes well together. We just created a very cool logo right here. I click Ctrl S to save. So we have saved right there. Okay, now we can select everything. You can align the way you like, of course. I'll select everything right here. So I save it, and then now I'm gonna right click and choose export selection. Right here, I'm going to scale maybe 2x is okay. So it's gonna be 2000, but I'll put 4x for now. It's gonna be 4 times the size. And the location will be right here. Now I'm going to click export asset. And that's a JPG. I should have chosen PNG so we can get that beautiful transparent, we can get that beautiful transparent background. So let's go ahead and export selection once again. Right here, I'm going to choose PNG this time and select. Now you can see there's a transparent background. I'm going to actually, instead of creating the canvas here, I'm going to just drag to this part of Photoshop, and you can see there is no background, which is perfect. Right now I'm going to click and create a background, white background, just to be easier to see the logo. Here with the painting tool, create a white background. Now I'm going to lock the background and create a new layer. When I create a new layer, I can actually use Alt, and when you see the icon of the mouse change, you click. So whenever I paint here, it's gonna only affect this part of the logo, you see? So we can pick a nice color here and give some effect to our logo. See there? This is already giving another level of quality. This is so good. On the stick part, we could give maybe like a blue. So I can lower this. I'm not sure if this blue matches, so let's try a different color. Maybe just a darker purple. That's much better. You can come here and play around. There's so many brushes. So you can see this brush will give some nice detail right here. So I'm already very happy with this logo right here. I'm going to save by clicking Ctrl Alt S. And right here, I'm going to name this file exactly the same as my Illustrator file. I go ahead and save as Photoshop file actually. Now, if you see that is not, the name of your file is not the same as up here, you can close this hole design and open from this document. So it will just make sure you can save easily after each change. Yeah, actually I like it like this. There are more options here where you can play around. I'll show you if you right click and blending option. This will be better if you only the text over here. So actually I'll do the reference here for you. Let's go back to Illustrator and select only the text this time. Now I can right click, export selection, and just choose that PNG and export. Okay, now we have just the text layer. Let's drag and drop over here and try to match this right here. Okay. Okay, I can off everything else. And I'm going to work only on this layer right now. So I can right click and go blending options as I mentioned previously. And right here I can edit this font a little bit nicer. For example, bevel and emboss. You can give even more light to this. So you can choose like a nice pink. And then here, maybe just white. You see, you give this 3D feeling to your text. You see there? Now I can go contour, texture. You can add the texture right here. You can change this texture maybe to grass texture. You can be creative in this part. I'm just showing you what is possible, what is not. Right here you have stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, color overlay, which will change your color easier here. You see? So this is a very nice one as well. You can compare, oh, maybe this is better. You see that? And then you can go gradient, pattern. These ones will only work if color overlay is not selected, and then drop shadow, you see there, will give a very nice shadow to your text. So you see how rich your logo just got by doing these few effects right here. Now I can go back and link this here. You see, this was the editing, but then when we click here, as I mentioned, Alt and click, it goes inside the text from the layer below. Now I can go up here. As you can see, if I turn on and off, you see the difference of the logo. It's so much more alive right now. Okay. Now I can go ahead and right click, blending options. Oh, sorry. Instead of that, you can go and duplicate this layer, okay, by pressing Ctrl J. Now you can combine these two layers right here, but since we have all these effects, it's not gonna work. So you need to right click. You see the shadow going out a bit, so we need to extend this canvas, okay? Let's do that first before explaining the next step. So image canvas size, and then right here I can increase the canvas resolution. So the width we can maybe just send to 2400 instead. Now we have a bit more background. Cool. I can lock the background, select everything. Now we can see the whole shadow, which is good. Now what I want to show you is that we haven't imported the RO separately. So let's go ahead and right click, export selection. Right here, I'm going to click export asset. I'm going to get this asset and bring to right here. Now I'm going to teach you how you can transfer the effects from this text up here into the text down there. So if I right click and copy layer style, now I right click on this asset right here, the RO asset. Now I choose paste layer style. You can see the whole layer style has been passed to down here, which is pretty cool, right? Now I can bring the drop shadow slightly closer. I can see here that's have some gap. So let's go the distance right here and adjust that. This is much better in my opinion. Lollipop row. Now I also think that the stick from pouring here could be slightly different. Could be a different tone. Let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to choose a different brush, soft brush. Pick here. Try to get similar size here. Now I'm going to create a new layer above this one. I'm going to choose blending option and see if I can get the feeling of this being transparent. Let's choose this pink right here. So I'll increase the hardness of the brush a bit. Create a new layer to fix that. Well, that didn't work as I intend, but it got the meaning of what I want to do, which is to create like a feeling of the pouring to be slightly transparent. So you could do that over here actually. There is a opacity, so you can control to 50%. And then what I wanted to do before is actually this. Now I can see the lollipop going through here, the stick of the lollipop. Okay, I hope I explained well this. Now, actually the logo is already so much better. Okay, so I can delete this layer for now. Okay, this is looking nice. I'll give a different shadow over here. So I want this pouring to actually have this color. down here. Right. Do I like the shadow below the point? Maybe I can increase the size, lower the hardness, and then just try it again. Yeah, I can smooth like this. A bit smaller brush. We're getting there. Okay, this is much better. And here we go. That's how you can make a logo for your Ragnarok Online. Now, can you imagine if you go here, look how many choices you have. In few clicks, you can create so many amazing stuff, really. Now you can also go to like a vector. Let's say monster vector black white. Okay, you can get like this, for example. Okay, you can trace this, get a nice font right here, like any of this. This is pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like you can get something cool in this website that will match this character, for example, and then place in the right position that you feel comfortable with, and you created your logo in like just what, 1 hour. This is, look how cool this reference is, right? You can get here this reference, and then you can create your server name right here. Same thing. Okay, these are all really cool. It's gonna go so well on a Ragnarok Online logo. Okay, now you can download this file in the description of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a long tutorial, but very informative. And I will see you on the next video.